back to you as well. Now, several displaced people have been seen fleeing south from Gaza City following the Israeli government's announcement of its intention to take control of the city. The Israeli military has said that it is preparing to provide tents and other equipment starting from Sunday ahead of its plan to relocate residents from combat zones to the south of the enclave to ensure their safety. According to Israeli military, Hamas has said that today that Israel's plan to relocate residents from Gaza City constitutes a new wave of genocide and displacement for hundreds of thousands of residents in the area. Hamas has said that the planned deployment of tents and other shelter equipment by Israel into southern Gaza was a blatant deception. The Israeli government has faced sharp criticism at home and abroad, including from some of its closest European allies, over this announcement that the military would soon seize Gaza City. Following the announcement, the Gazans have expressed their disapproval towards the Israeli plan and have expressed uncertainty over their future.
أنا يعني بدي 3000 شيكل معيش 3 شيكل منهم. كيف بدي أصل غاد أنا بدي أقعد أمشي أنا وأطفالي ومرتي وأبوي الكبير وأمي الكبيرة يا من بدي نصل رفح ولا بدي نصل قانونس ولا فيش وسع أصله. أنت قاعد بتقول لي انزع على الجنوب. أنت ماخذ رفح وماخذ قانونس ونص الدير ونص من صلاة. وين نروح؟ مليون نفر وين بدك توديهم أنت؟
هي طبعا واضحه الامور، يعني ما فيها حل انساني. هو الامور يعني مبينه، الحلول الانسانيه بتجيش بطريقه التهجير. هي عمليه تهجير جديده ونزوح جديده للسيطره على الارض والسيطره على المناطق. واحنا بنطالب من دوله اسرائيل بانها تسحب جيشها وتسحب جنودها من غزه وعوده الناس والنازحين الى بيوتهم واماكن سكنهم القديمه.
Now we go back to our discussion with Ali M. Abushbak. He's an independent Palestinian researcher. Thank you, Ali, for staying with us. Now, is this feasible, just like we saw on our screen, that residents in Gaza, they said that it's so far it's not achievable that they're saying to move to south. How far is it in reality, and what's the reality over there?
Some of the things is it's not about the far and about the distance between Gaza City and Rafah or otherwise. It's about the transportation. There is no fuel for the cars, for the truck to move the civilians from Gaza City to south part of Gaza. This is on one hand. On other hand, Usuma, the Palestinian during this war, when the Israel ordered the civilians from North Gaza to displace to South Gaza, they suffered and they faced several of barriers for their life, and you can't imagine what does it mean. You live in the tent during the winter, during the summer. I have called several of civilians. They are completely frustrated of living under the tent and without a shelter. Without they are all of them, they are vulnerable. Israel since past 1 week heavily and relentless. They are bombarding Zaytun neighborhood, the southern north part of Gaza City, which may force the civilians from that area at Zaytun neighborhood and at Daraj neighborhood also the same in the southern east Gaza City. They forced to leave their places and to displace, despite there is no space even in the Gaza City for the people who's establishing their tent to live and to survive after the Israel bombed their home and demolished their home during the last phase of the conflict between Hamas and Israel before the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel in the mid of January 2025. So Osuma, it's a very hectic thing. Civilians are thinking where we should go. They are suffered during the displacement. They are suffered because of there is no shelter. They are suffered to manage their life. Especially now, Osuma, it's worth mentioning that the humanitarian situation in Gaza City as well. It's very terrible. People, the price of the element and the price of the supplies, yes, it's increasingly terrible and it's high. That means the ordinary civilian, they can't manage their everyday life and their everyday meal. there is on side other things. Osama, a human rights organization inside Israel, like a Bet Shalom, Bet Salem, or the home of peace in Israel, they criticize and lambast this plan for the Israelis. IDF, it's displaced the civilians from from other place to other place. They consider it as a genocide. It's also worth mentioning that today the Prime Minister of Denmark, she lambasted Benjamin Netanyahu, and she considered Benjamin Netanyahu himself is the issue between the Palestinian and Israel, and he's also slowing down the peace process and making barriers for the peace process between Palestinian and Israel.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much for sharing that insight and giving us the reality in the ground. Thank you very much. That was